it.
go
I
live.
see it.
And we're live in living color. What's up, y'all? Welcome to another Friday Night Smackdown review brought to you by Wrestling Pit Podcast. Sorry for the little delay. I know we're supposed to start at 7, but letting people get time to get home, get settled, so they could jump on and get on the stream. So, with that being said, tonight was the night of answers. Do we get answers to what happened at Bad Blood? Do we get answers from Kevin Owens? Do we get answers from Roman Reigns about what's next for him in the bloodline? Well, we get some of that. We get some of that. Starting with Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso will come out and basically pretty much confirm what I thought he would be, which is a babyface going forward. I guess when Roman Reigns turned babyface, everybody turned babyface. So Jimmy Uso welcomed everybody to Friday Night SmackDown. So he's been waiting a long time to do that. 6 months, and he's been out for 6 months with and it was his little brother of all people who put him out, and he didn't have the balls to do it face to face. They jumped him from behind with him and his crew, his brothers, and they put him out. But he said tonight is going to be big brother versus little brother, and he wants revenge. He wants revenge. So before he could finish, Roman Reigns would come out, and Roman Reigns would instead of telling everybody to acknowledge him, he says, for the first time, we're gonna do something different. He says, "Join me," and they acknowledge Jimmy Uso. Uh, he tells Jimmy and the crowd that he's basically not happy with their position. He runs down how for 4 years they ran things. They had the money, the power, the respect, the titles. Jimmy was talking about at one point buying the house. He said, "Buy all the houses because we got that money coming in." But he said, "Now we don't have anything. We don't have none of that." He does, and he's not happy with the position. And I think he said something about them being the ones, and that's what Jimmy was like. But we not though. The crowd would chant, um, "Oh yeah, yeah. We about to get to that." But yeah, Jimmy would say the crowd would chant that they are the ones, and he would say, "Well, how? How are we the ones? I'm standing here right now in this ring with Roman, and I'm looking at a tribal chief with no tribe. Roman without his Udo father. He don't. He said, I came back at Bad Blood not because you asked, but because you needed my help. He said we need help, and I know just one person. I know one person that could help us." And the crowd would chant "Yeet," and obviously he was referring to Jay Uso, and Roman. You can tell his face got a little sour, and he was like, "No yeet," and he would say, and Jimmy would tell him like, he was like, "Look, man, I'm with you. I acknowledge you, so you will forever be my tribal chief. But the problem is, I'm the only one in the family who does still acknowledge you as the tribal chief." And he will walk off with a pondering Roman Reigns to realize that he has fallen from the Mount Olympus back to Earth. uh, Chris, what did you think about that promo?
So I actually thought that promo was pretty good. I would have to say the least. Um, Jimmy was Jimmy from the beginning, and we'll get on to the part later on in the show. Was definitely like trying to tell Roman the truth. Even though they, a lot of people don't have the differences like within the family, but sometimes you have to like forgive and forget. But as soon as when Jimmy was like, there's only one person we can count on, and like little bit man said, the whole crowd said yeet, and then Roman looked like no yeet. I was like, God dang it. But the goodest thing though, I like how they slow burn this thing simply because once you slow burn it and leave it kind of at least 2 maybe 3 weeks before Survivor Series, we'll definitely start to cook it up. But the biggest thing is we just have to let it get past Crown Jewel, which is the biggest part. Because we all know that Jay will be facing Braun Breaker in the coming weeks on Monday Night Raw,
Yeah,
and it won't
yeah.
be a Jewel as WWE looks like they're potentially, you know, going that route with Jay defending on Raw instead of Crown Jewel, which I think that'd be perfect because I would not want to see that match at Crown Jewel at all because they're gonna take up most of the show. The match is gonna end quick, and you'd be like, "Well, dang."
Well, yeah, yeah, but that depends. Yeah, they might still get Goldberg. You know, they probably do want Jay to be on the card, so you know they got to give Saudi what they want. But yeah, I guess we'll see. But you right about that. The biggest hurdle is just getting past Crown Jewel. You can't set up too much for Survivor Series when you got Crown Jewel. So it's like but he did. They start laying the groundwork for Survivor Series because we all know, especially how the way this episode ended, we all know this is gonna work towards them trying to mend fences with Jay. So time will tell when we get there. But speaking of Jay, Shay, go ahead.
You already know. Speaking of Jay, okay. So I'm gonna piggyback what up Chris said, especially about they have to, mend the fences. Like he has to mend so many fences just for it to work. Like Sammy, Jay, you gotta mend those fences. But I think Sammy gonna be more easier than Jay. Jay's gonna be like, man, I don't know, man. Just like how they did. Remember when Randy, they will try to get Randy. I think that's the same thing gonna happen with Jay. Like Randy might pop out right when it's time to finish though. You know how how Randy came out, they might do Jay like that, or Jay might come out like the last, pay like last
Mm-hmm.
Smackdown before Survivor Series. I think that's how they're gonna do it for my boy. But yeah, my boy gonna be there. It's just gonna take a minute. So I mean, Jimmy Cook like ain't no other. He cooked that promo. Like I also proud of Jimmy because Jimmy, he actually felt like he was believable. Like, I really believe him. Like he really mad, about Solo and all that type of stuff. Like I really felt him when he was talking about beating his brother up. Well, but yeah, that was pretty good. That promo was pretty good. And Roman with the no yeet, chef's kiss, like he was like no. He was like no. So yeah, it was pretty good.
Right. It was like no heat.
Now
No.
I'm sorry, y'all. Another thing that another thing that I thought about is the way that they actually did the beginning part and also the ending part is, of how well I'm gonna just wait till we get to the last part. Sorry.
Okay. I was getting ready to say too. We can't forget about Sammy and all this. Because
Yeah.
remember, I'm pretty sure without him going up against Gunther, he's probably gonna be the other member they're gonna have to get back so they can have a full roster versus the bloodline for that War Games match that's gonna get announced eventually. But I feel like Sammy
Keep
gonna play
Cody
a
away
part in that
from it.
too.
Like, god
No, I
dang,
know they're gonna put Cody in it. I know they're gonna do that. They have who else is gonna
that is
be?
stupid.
I don't
But
want
they
Cody to
they
be in
well
it.
you know why I don't think Cody gonna get put in it because of what we're gonna get to talking about later. I think he's actually gonna be defending his title against that person at Survivor Series instead of being part of the War Games match.
Oh, I got you. I got you. That makes sense.
hmm But because then when you add Sammy and Jay, that's enough. That's for 4-on-4.
True,
That-
true.
yeah, that's 4-on-4. They don't need nobody else. But Leo, what do you think about that opening promo?
I thought it was cool. I was glad to see Jimmy back. I mean, he added a lot of stakes of what we could potentially be seeing in the weeks to come for sure, especially with this whole thing going on with him and Roman, talking about he's the only one that's still been loyal, and then you kind of also can kind of tease some things with him and The Rock too, just because of the simple fact that, like you said, Jimmy's the only one that still acknowledges him. You don't have The Rock being included in that. So he's pretty much the only one that's still loyal. And I think the story of him trying to get back to his family and the family getting back with him is going to be a very interesting story. Just for the simple fact that we know the his whole entire family is completely different, and we see Jay on his own doing his own thing. I think with Sammy, he's going to be the voice of reason. I think he's going to be the reason why he gets back into the fold of things that help fight alongside of his family, for sure. Just because if you think about it, going all the way back to when Roman was champion last year, him and Aaron Jay pretty much built a close bond with each other to the point even when he got moved over to Raw, he was the only one that really was happy to see him, considering all the people that Jay and the entire bloodline have made enemies with over these past 4 years. And like you said with Kevin, which we'll talk about later, I don't think Cody will be part of that storyline going into Survivor Series, just because we already know him and Gunther are gonna be going at it at
Right.
Crown Jewel. We're probably he's probably gonna get Kevin Owens is probably gonna get wrapped up in that ending and stuff like that, and then that can set up their match for Survivor Series. So he's definitely gonna have his he's going to be busy with a lot of stuff for the rest of the year, at least with Kevin, and maybe with The Rock. If he decides to come back and say, I want that title, then you still have the potential looming threat of Randy Orton, who is his friend for the time being. But we know Randy Orton, he likes to turn on people, even the people that are close to him. He's a Viper, and he's going to strike when Cody is at least vulnerable, and that's going to create for some compelling storytelling for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And I'm gonna touch on Crown Jewel and Kevin Owens' involvement because like you said, going into this, like even going into Bad Blood, we would pretty much figure, okay, Cody Rhodes gonna be a part of the War Games match. This whole angle with Kevin, like I said, and we're gonna touch on that in a minute, uh, is it threw a wrench in that plan because I'm like, oh, you know what? Now with that, I don't think that will happen at Survivor Series now. Especially with the fact that at last year's Survivor Series, he had the title. Triple H had the titles being defended on the show. So yeah, I can see that not happening at Survivor Series. But we move on to the first match of the night, which is a good one. It's Carmelo Hayes versus L.A. Knight. Yeah, for the U.S. Championship, and this was a good one. It really was. I do like, and we will get to that. I do like how this does play into uh uh to get to that final match between Carmelo and Andrade. But this was a good match. They went back and forth. Andrade would make his appearance known very quickly too, because I think like LA had knocked Carmelo to the outside, and you see Carmelo jaw jacket with somebody. Like at first you might be thinking, oh, he's probably just jaw jacket with a fan in the crowd. But then I'm like, wait a minute, that could be Andrade, and it was Andrade, because Michael Cole kept trying to stop Corey Graves to try to because Corey Graves was the one who thought he was jaw jacket too with somebody in the crowd. But then uh, when you heard Michael Cole trying to grab Corey's attention, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Andrade. And sure enough, Andrade made his presence known. He was he interfered without interfering, I guess is the best way to put it. Like he basically interfered by just being there. And
Yeah,
he
he
kind of
he was
threw
he
both.
was just looking.
Right. He was just looking, but he kind of, because he was there, LA Knight for a little bit, but mostly Carmelo Hayes kind of got distracted. Because I think it both happened off screen. Yeah, it both happened during the commercial break where they showed that at one point Carmelo got distracted and got attacked by LA, but then LA did the exact same thing and then he got attacked by Carmelo. But it was all good. It was a good match. I do like that reversal of the BFT that Carmelo did, and like to the point where he almost won it. And I like how he's, if you paid attention when he was pinning him, he's, I'm the new champ, sucker. I'm like, I'm like, okay, Carmelo, okay. But and then I like it that reversal where Carmelo tried to reverse uh LA Knight's move, but he went right into the BFT, and I'm like, and he sold it very well. That's why I say Carmelo's a good seller, because he sold that very well in the 1, 2, 3. LA Knight is still your winner, and Carmelo would get taunted by Andrade, and Andrade will repeat, put the fries in the bag, uh, uh, I forgot what else he just said put the fries in the bag. And I was like, okay.
Oh man.
Andrade being petty there a little bit. But yeah, otherwise it was a good match. So it was a good match. Leo, I'm gonna let you go first this time. What did you think about it?
I thought it was a great, compelling match between LA Knight and Carmelo Hayes. I think Carmelo Hayes has had an amazing run since being brought up to the main roster early this year, and I think he's been given some great opportunities to show what he really can do. And I feel like for me personally, I think he's only scratched the surface of what he's really capable of doing, and I think we're going to see that the full potential of what he's able to do very, very soon. However, I do think with LA Knight's run right now, I do think this probably could go over into Crown Jewel and this potentially be one of the matches, knowing that both Andrade and Carmella are scratching at the bit to get an opportunity at the U.S. title. We've seen both guys go up for the title and lose. I could see a situation where they potentially do book a triple threat for the title come Crown Jewel, and I think that's the plan that they I think they're probably going to go in, and I'm very excited to see what these three can do. All three of them together collectively. We know what they're able to do individually, but when you bring them together, can they create some magic? And I feel like they are going to give us something very memorable to look back on. Probably be one of the standout matches of this tonight if given the opportunity to. Um, Andrade, he's been being very impressive as of late as well. I think I think a lot of people saw him come back into to the fold of things in the WWE and feel like he's just another body. He's not really going to do anything. His run that he has right now isn't going to be anything memorable, just like his last run. Although he was U.S. champion and NXT champion at the first run that he did, so maybe this is a start of something really big for Andrade for sure. And Ellen, he's been killing it as U.S. champion. He's been getting that title on TV week after week. He's been put it on the line. This is something that I think a lot of fans wanted, and we're getting it. So I'm very invested to see how they're going to continue to elevate all people that go after that title and who is going to be champion as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to everything that they've been doing thus far.
Yeah, I am too. Especially and that promo is later on tonight. We'll get to it uh later, but I'm liking what I'm seeing for Carmelo and Andrade. I'm liking it. I think that game 7 like match is going to be a
Mhm.
banger from them two. Uh Shay, what did you think about this match with Carmelo and LA Knight?
All I gotta say is round 7 is about to be really, really good. Let me say something before I talk about that. Nick Aldis is think he funny. Like Nick Aldis was acting like he the coach or something. Like when he was backstage with them, he was like, you see got in my match. He said, well, I see, but you didn't try as hard as Oh my god, Dick Artist is hilarious, bro. He was back there acting like he the coach and I'm gonna give you a second chance, all that type of foolery he was saying back there. But the match was pretty good. I know Andrade was gonna be out there. We all knew that. And
Mm-hmm.
Carmelo, he's been doing good lately though. I ain't gonna lie. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he beat, if they do a triple threat or if he do Andrade next week. We know he might beat Andrade. Just in my opinion, he might to set up for like a rematch or something like that at Crown Jewel. So I wouldn't be surprised. But it don't really matter out of those two. They're still good competitors, so it don't really matter who faces LA Knight for Crown Jewel if they're going to do that match at Crown Jewel or whatever. It don't matter.
Yeah, it really don't. I believe either Carmelo and Santos they'll put on a good bout. Chris.
Yep. All right. So that match there was definitely good. Of course, like everybody said, we knew Andrade was going to come out there, and he was definitely going to be, definitely going to be out there doing something. Whether he was coming out like at the end of the match to get Carmelo, because the last time we seen Andrade, he ended up getting attacked by Carmelo Hayes, but Andrade kind of just like, okay, you gonna get yours, just wait. So I feel like more than likely it will be a triple threat match. We'll see where they're going to do this at, but I'm going to be very interested in seeing other of these competitors. Now, another thing that Leo would agree with me on, and probably you too, a little bit, man, and Shay, is you ever know that the crowd is not really behind LA Knight since his theme song has changed?
I've noticed that
Hmm.
they haven't really. I mean, he gets a pop, he gets a reaction, but it's not
Yeah, I'm
coming
Yeah,
about to
out
say he
as it was
gets a
before.
popping reaction.
but it's not like when he had his original theme, and you like I listened to the crowd, and I was like, damn, damn, that song is not is
Yeah, it's
not like it
different.
used to be. It
Yeah,
has
I'm like,
like
what the heck?
it had like stronger guitar. It's like ever since he won the United States Championship is when this actually happened,
Yeah,
and when
after he when they came to SummerSlam, he had his original theme, and then that Friday night that we seen him, he had it was like basically his original thing, but his remix with like with a little bit more drum beats and bass to it. So
right.
it's like a little bit remix, but it's
Right, but
preferred to
everybody ever, but a lot of people haven't noticed it because it just comes out like if he come out there running or something, it'll come on, it'll play, and about the time he hit the ring, they cut it like it just cuts off. But when we seen it full play when he came out for an entrance, people were cheering, but it wasn't like like LA Night, yeah, like they used to
hmm
be. It seemed I Def Leppard done messed up this man's song,
hmm
and it just hopefully when Def Rebel does leave with the WWE making their music and everything, what do you guys think as far as will these wrestlers get their original themes back, you would say?
Either that
Um,
or better.
I
I
mean, with
mean,
Death Rebel not really going to be controlling over these things, knowing we're probably going to get something new, it's a
Mhm.
possibility that we could be getting something bigger. I know one of the discussions that I think was being had, at least on the WWE side of things for sure, is that your top players, like your main eventers and stuff like maybe like your upper mid card to main event, they will probably have the ability to pick their own theme songs from like actual artists or bands and
Mhm.
stuff like that. That will
mm,
be a great spin on things. And then maybe for like your lower card talent that you're not really doing anything with, maybe they'll get some other theme songs, like maybe like a remix of it, but probably maybe a little bit better. But we are going to probably be seeing slowly but surely a I wouldn't even say a decline, but the opposite of that. But we'll see more wrestlers actually get better theme songs because right now it's not really something that I like with the presentation of things for sure. And it kind of just makes you appreciate how WWE used to be back in like the 2000s and the early 2010s, where you had these guys who come out with these theme songs that made these wrestlers bigger than life. You look at people like CM Punk when he had um
Right,
the song that he has right now. You look at Drew McIntyre with Broken Dreams. You had these songs that made you want to be a part of it. Like you were singing along to these
mhm.
theme songs, and it really just
Mhm.
made the overall experience even better. And I hope that WWE is slowly transitioning back to what it used to be, where you were singing these guys' theme songs. Because if you look at the Royal Rumble, for example, when 90% of these wrestlers come out, nobody knows who they are until they actually come out and they see them
Mhm.
face to face. They
Mhm.
don't know them because of their theme songs. The theme songs can make or break a wrestler. It can help them get a bigger push, but it can also devalue them at the same time. So I feel like a lot of people need to have a little bit more appreciation to these theme songs because it can make or break a wrestler's career in the sense of people can actually get behind these wrestlers, even if they might not have the best move set or maybe not be the best in the ring, but they can be a good character in the grand scheme of things because people love their theme songs and that can help them. That gives the WWE and the fans another way to get over with these wrestlers. That helps the wrestler can ultimately get over, even if they might not be the best in the ring or the best on promos. They can definitely get better at that. But having a good theme song is it's always a good thing to
Oh,
have.
that's key. That's key. Having a
you
good
know.
theme song is key.
But I tell you the thing though is like there there have been two wrestlers that probably have saved them. I get they have saved money because when you use other like people's song, you got to pay them for their music and all. There only been two wrestlers that was in WWE, but One is not in WWE, but one pretty much is in WWE. One is John Cena. He used that Word Life theme song. He makes his
Mhm.
own beats, and
Mm-hmm.
the you can't see me song. He had that
Mhm.
for a long time. Freaking Jeff
Yep.
Hardy make his own. Jeff Hardy makes his own music. So
Classic.
so every so I Leo, tell me this. Jeff Hardy theme song he had in WWE, was that him singing or was that somebody else? Because I know
That
all
was
his
somebody else.
You're talking
okay.
about the what's the
Uh not the one, not the Hardy Boys like theme,
I know which
but
one you're talking about.
the No More Words. I think it's called
Yes,
Yeah,
No
Yeah.
More
no
yes.
more
No.
Words.
Yeah.
and no more
Yeah. No more
words or
words.
yeah, it's some.
Yeah,
It's
he
no
had no
more
more
something.
words. There's no more words, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
Okay.
think he had an input on that, and I think he did have like some type of input on that song, so that's why
Okay.
you had
So
it.
okay.
Yeah,
But
he did because if you listen to it, it's still the song is in the vein of the Hardy Boys song. Like it got the same Hardy
gotcha.
Boys beat and it start off like the Hardy Boys beat, but then it breaks into his own thing.
But the crazy thing is, all his you ever know like all his TNA themes, every song he had was his. The Another Me Is What They'll Never Be, Like a Life Like This You'll Never See. Remember that one? And then he had like Modest to the Top. And I was like, dang, I was like Jeff Hardy making all these songs. Like, I was like, that's cool. And that definitely does save like wrestlers a lot of money too. But I hope this upcoming Friday, Def Rebel
Mhm.
do not mess up Motor City Machine Gun's song by
Oh,
saying by
and we're
saying
gonna get to that tease too.
by saying machine guns or Motor City or something like that. They better
Well, I
not
mean,
do it,
in
man. I'll be
TNA,
so mad.
well, in TNA they had like some type of song, but I don't know if it was like the actual theme or people just singing along to it. Where they would say Motor
Oh
City.
no, it was in the song.
See, they can do something like that. I wouldn't be mad at that because that song was actually kind of pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But if you said if I
Well, I
hear a
put him on
scene theme song that come
Smackdown
out
though.
there, if they come out there and I hear some Detroit made machine guns,
No,
I'm turning the channel right then and there because I'm like
I'm gonna find out who Def Rebel is if that happens. But
Or like how they do like
oh, they gonna
Bailey
be welcome to the
when
Motor
they
City
gotta
for sure.
put role
role
model.
model.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just so
Like
Even
you
the
that's
know it's
Sheamus
weird.
theme
Bailey.
song. How do you give us the Sheamus like his old theme
His
song,
original
Lobster
theme
Head?
song, yes.
They gave us Lobster Head, which
Yep.
I was so happy to have back. For only them to just get away from that within the 2 weeks and right back to Def Rebel
Yep.
with
We're
whatever
back.
this is. Like, what are we doing? Am I
Like,
are we
It's
come on,
fight
serious?
man.
night.
And then whatever
Like,
I don't know anything else
Yeah.
Is that what
besides
happened
Tuesday
to
Fight
his
Night.
thing? 'Cause I was wondering, like, why did they change it again? I thought it was
yeah.
supposed to go back to the same theme. I thought it was supposed to go back to that, and
Yeah.
it
And
did, and
you
then
see
it
that
just
Everybody,
went away.
you see they didn't change Pete Dunne's song.
I hope
He
He
they
still
don't because
done.
has it.
that's one of the few that they still have good. Like his theme song's good, Roman's is good, Randy's is still good. You have John Cena,
No,
of
Randy.
course.
Me, Roman wanted to live it too long though, because you could tell at the end
Yeah,
when he was
because
running
by
out.
t-
Well, the theme
Uh-uh.
song is cool, but like I know what you mean, like the entrance overall, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
But
because
yeah,
then
it
they
kind
once
of
you
But
get
changed
goes
once
it.
in a
that,
little
I
bit,
don't.
goes out kind of, and I'm like, huh, what?
I mean, Seth
yeah,
Rollins is good. I feel like,
yeah, Seth
I
but
think
Rollins is
somebody said
chef's
that his
kiss.
Roman's intro is basically like the one he had at WrestleMania,
yeah, it is.
and
That's the
they,
theme
Yeah,
song that he
yeah,
had.
then he
And
just
then
kept it
look at the
like
themes we
they
have
just kept
now,
it like
though.
that.
We're having so many.
when the drums come in, he walk out.
It's just the
Mm-hmm.
theme songs we have now. Like that's not cool. Um, American Made, not cool either. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's
I mean,
weird.
they because you could tell they trying to make it reminiscent of Kurt Angle, American Made's theme, and it just don't work.
It don't hit. Like, what are we
It just
doing? Like,
don't work. But I
I
I get your direction. I get what you're trying to allude to, but it don't work.
oh brother, I'm telling you this now. Please don't ruin Trick Williams' theme song when he comes to the main roster.
Oh no,
Please don't.
you got to be the dumbest idiot if you ruin that. You got one job to keep it the way it is because that's why people like when he come out. They like
He
saying
can
"whoop that trick." How we gonna say "whoop that trick" if the beat don't even go with it no more?
exactly, and then
What?
like
Some
even
up
other theme
tempo
songs.
beat. You got some up tempo fast beat
You
coming
got
out. People like,
Carmelo.
wait a minute, hold up. We can't say "whoop that trick" to this.
Exactly. You even got other theme people who got great theme songs, like decent, like Carmelo. I love his. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
he
Yeah.
represents
Carmelo's theme
NXT.
song is good. I like
Um,
Carmelo's theme
who else has
song.
got some great themes currently right now? I
Andrade got a good
mean,
one too. Andrade.
I like his old one, like the one that he used to have, like in his
Ew,
first run.
Idolo.
Yeah,
El
that one. Yeah.
Idolo. Like that one was so fire to me, and I loved each and every bit of it. But it's like currently right now, I'm not really invested in a lot of these people's music. I mean,
I
Dominic
like
is
Baron
cool.
Corbin's his first one
Judgment Day is
anyway.
cool. Judgment
Yeah.
Day is
Oh
cool.
yeah, I like
Yeah,
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day is so
Judgment Day
good. The
theme is
other
great.
side, if the
Finn
way
Balor. What did they do to Finn
open.
Balor? What did they do? What did they do to my guy? What is this?
I like it. I like it because it's like a dark remix theme of his
Yeah.
original thing. So
D-
I actually
Damien, I like.
when I first heard it. I ain't gonna lie, I liked it. It was a dark
I'm
remix.
okay with the Damien's, but I always prefer his NXT theme better. But it's just like it's
What's up,
growing. I
my
mean,
guy?
Yeah, he
Rhea
needs a
Ripley's
new
cool.
one.
Rhea
Yeah,
Ripley's
Rhea's
cool.
top fire. Top fire.
Yeah,
Top
I
five.
like
Top
Rhea
five.
Ripley.
You can't mess that one up. Like there's little
You
like you can't
you
mess
know
that up.
what they don't need to mess up? If they mess up the Legends ones, I'm gonna be mad. Melina needs to keep her. Paparazzi, she needs to keep that. I'm sorry. Do
If
not
they
mess
ever
that
make,
up, bruh.
we hearing all these people signing Legends contracts, but we haven't seen them.
We haven't
It's
seen
crazy.
them.
And there's
Please
and
don't
there's
change
a
it.
lot of them that I feel like need new theme songs. I feel like maybe soon as possible. One of which is your current women's world champion, Liv. I mean, I like
Chris,
Liv.
you muted
Yes.
yourself again.
Oh, I'm sorry. My
I
bad.
like
I
Liv
said
too.
You been trying to talk
Liv
this
needs a
whole
new theme.
time?
no. I was
I'm about to say you muted yourself. I see your mouth going. I'm like, I don't hear nothing.
no, but we did see the latest signing though of Hornswoggle.
Yeah, you know what? And I
Oh,
was
you
just about to
signed
get to that.
Hornswoggle?
Yeah, I was
He's
just about
on
to
a
get to that.
Legends
With all
deal.
these legend signings, I'm gonna start to need some confirmation that this stuff is real because we got all these legend signings and we haven't seen
No,
them.
Melina did say it on the talk show on the GATW or whatever. She was on there. She did say that she's on there. She did say
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
But
And
I
Mickey
mean,
James
did
recently
confirm that
confirmed
she
too.
huh?
And yeah, and Jacqueline
Nick
as
is
well.
not agreeing with me.
Whoever, I don't really know who she is, but
I
that
don't
lady.
know, Nick.
Mickey,
I think
Who?
her theme song needs to change. Liv's needs to change. If
You
you're
Who?
gonna
talking
have her
about
as a heel,
Jacqueline?
who? No, I was talking
No,
to.
Chris was
who
saying
theme
he
song?
don't know who that lady is. Are you talking about Jacqueline?
Yeah.
You don't know who Jacqueline is?
She's an older wrestler. Yeah, she's an older wrestler.
Oh my god!
I mean,
Even I
now,
know who that
hey,
is.
what? Okay. What was
Chris,
no, what
Jacqueline,
no, what?
Did you? It's not okay. For all
I
intents and
remember
purposes-
she was short and strong, like, but then again, the only person I remember was the white lady that used to wear they used to wear like the but
The
no
little
no
kind of. You
Yeah.
she used to represent.
Ivory, I think Ivory.
Ivory. Okay. all right.
Now
think she was
that
in,
I remember, now her I
what's the
remember.
name of the
I think
family?
she was wrestling about the same time as Jacqueline, right?
Yeah. They was
Yeah.
all wrestling at the same time.
Nick, I don't understand. I don't know. Liv needs a new theme song. If you're gonna have her be a heel, her theme can't be all peppy and I'm ready to go. Like, no, you need something slower.
Yeah, she do
and
need a
kinda-
new theme song.
Like,
It's
if you're
it's
gonna have
just
her a
like
heel,
She
she's
do.
gonna need to change it.
right.
can't
I mean,
have
it's
her-
I don't.
it's just like Dominic theme.
His is
I
okay.
actually like Liv's theme song, and then at the same time, I wouldn't mind if they updated to make it just a
Be
little
right
bit more
back, y'all.
edgier. So it's a either or for me.
Because if you have somebody as a heel, you can't have them with a babyface type of theme where it looks like, oh, I'm peppy and I'm ready to go. Like,
Yeah.
she's
That's
not
why I
that character
said. That's
anymore.
why I
It doesn't
said
fit her
a little
character.
bit more edgier will go with her heel persona. I agree.
Because I've seen a couple of like
yeah.
ideas being thrown around, and I'm not gonna lie, those are some things that I can buy into.
Oh yeah. But what I was getting at, Chris, before we get back on track here, Jacqueline helped facilitate what the Attitude Era was about. That's why I said, even though it's going to Netflix, it's not going to be what the Attitude Era used to be. I know they're probably going to go back to TV 14, but it's not going to be like the way it used to be. I mean, the divas back then, okay, that's what they was called, divas, or the women's wrestler, because Jacqueline is a former women's champion, and she can actually legit wrestle. But man,
Yes.
her, Sable, Dawn Marie, they it's a very famous incident.
Candace,
They was
Jacqueline.
dominating.
It's a very famous incident with Jacqueline that helped facilitate what the Attitude Era was. Because she kind of gave everybody in the crowd a show, and that happened more times than you think. But she gave the crowds a show when she had a little wardrobe malfunction there. And I was just like, oh yeah. My mother definitely wouldn't just hook me no wrestling back then, because oh Lord, that was it was inappropriate when he came to the women's for sure. But get back on track here. Let's see. We got Cody Rhodes and Jimmy in the back, where Jimmy is confronted by Cody. Cody thanks Jimmy for the help and the assistance at Bad Blood. And he warns him that he's taking on Solo tonight, and Solo's not the same person that he was 6 months ago, and that he's a different person. But he was like, "Yeah, you know what? But it's family business." And he was like, "Now I see you handling the business by yourself. Respect." And he also tells Cody that and even though he thanks him for the assistance, don't expect no more of those. Don't expect no more of them helping him. But he did give Cody respect for handling business by himself. And then we got a video package for Last Legend and Jakara, basically hyping them up for their upcoming match for the women's tag team championships. And well, it's kind of a fake out in this next part, because they would come out to start their signal that the second match will be, but as they was making an entrance, who interrupts them? Kevin Owens.
Ooh,
Kevin
yeah.
Owens would come out and he would be like, he's not sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I was told that I could not be here tonight, and that he wanted, but he couldn't let that happen. He needed to come and get it off his chest. Everybody's mad at him, saying that he betrayed Cody Rhodes, and he said, I didn't betray Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes betrayed, but then his mic gets cut off, a la CM Punk style. While security is trying to get him out of the ring. I'm like, that's a nice callback to CM Punk. And Shay has said this earlier. He was wearing a Dusty Rhodes t-shirt while arguing with his son. I'm like, oh, we're about to get petty Kevin Owens. We're about to get petty Kevin Owens like we got petty Drew. But he ran. So when he realized he couldn't talk in the mic, he runs out to Corey Graves, grabs Corey Graves' headset, and finished what he was saying. He said everybody said he betrayed Cody Rhodes. He said no, Cody Rhodes betrayed me. He said, and everybody think I'm wrong for this. But then Kevin Owens get distracted as he look up at the ramp. Here comes Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes was spitting some fire. I mean, this man, you could tell this man was angry. He was cussing. For what I did get out of all that excitement and arguing, he kept telling Kevin like to come and explain to it, come to and get in his face and explain to him why he did what he did. He kept trying to get him to come down, and Kevin Owens was getting in the ring, but then Nick Aldis and Randy will come out and try to play peacemakers, with Randy finally getting a hold of Cody, and Cody's like, what you wanted me to do, Randy? What you expect me to do? And he was like, look, just calm down. Everybody needs to calm down. I'm gonna go talk to Kevin. Just calm down. And he gets in the ring. He tries to talk to Kevin, but Kevin is not hearing it. Kevin is trying to push past him to get to Cody, and the security grabs him. Randy helps security by grabbing Kevin Owens, but Kevin makes the fatal mistake of elbowing Randy Orton. And you can't do that to Randy. Randy, of all people, you can't do that to.
He would kill
Randy got elbow, and he was just like, well, I hear voices. Wow. He deads Kevin, and Kevin is shocked. Kevin is looking at Randy like he just got betrayed. Like he was a kid who was.
He's not letting that go at all.
Dude, KO want to smoke.
With everybody. You see the way Kevin Owens looked at Randy? He looked like a kid who acts up and don't think, oh, well, my parents ain't gonna put their hands on me. And he finally put their hands, but he's shocked. He's just like, you put your hands on me.
Now I gotta deal with you.
I don't know how to feel about this right now. And that just sells everything. They try to get that's what calms everything down. Um, and pretty much that's the end of it. You know, they all get escorted away. But we will get to more of that later. But for now, before we jump into what will be the second match of the night, what do y'all think about this Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes promo? I'm
I
gonna
actually
start
liked
with
it.
Shay first.
Yes, that's my man, Randy, my man, or whatever. I feel some type of way. You ain't had to touch my man like that or whatever. Well, we're gonna talk more about that later. But KO wrong for that Dusty Rose shirt, just like he had that shirt on when he was trying to provoke Stone Cold. Remember, he had that Stone Cold shirt on. Like, be for real. He trying to be petty, and we're gonna give him petty. I really wanted to hear what Cody had to say, but I guess we gotta wait the next week.
What happened there?
You heard me?
Oh, okay. No, I thought you had got cut off. What you were saying?
Oh, I said, I guess we have to wait till next week to hear more about the storyline. They're going to drag the storyline
Oh,
now.
oh yeah,
So
yeah,
we
yeah,
probably
yeah,
not
yeah.
going to know probably too close to Saudi Arabia. We might not know why, what going to go on with Randy, what Cody going, we don't know what Nick Aldis thinking in his mind. Cause this man, he is funny, but yeah, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, and Corey Graves even allude to that he was trying to come out and explain why he did what he did, but they basically wouldn't let him. But I'll get to that part in a minute. But Leo, what
Hmm.
did you think about this promo?
Um, I actually like the segment. I think we all can agree that certain wrestlers play different roles to their best. And I think Kevin Owens he can play a great babyface, gives you like that Stone Cold vibe, but he can also be a dastardly heel as well. And he plays that
Mm-hmm.
to his best ability. Um, I kind of think that his reasoning for turning was justified. I might be the only one that might be in that camp, but I mean, let's think of it like it's a real world situation. If you are friends with somebody and you guys have been having issues with a certain group of people for a long time, and then the person that you trust the most, the person that you expect to have your back, ends up pretty much aligning with them to an extent, you're gonna feel betrayed about that. You're gonna feel hurt about that. You're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
confused to the point like, okay, now he's turning his back on me, so now I got to get him too. So it's a respect thing. Like I understand why Kevin Owens feels the way he feels because he's for somebody like Kevin Owens who's been dealing with the bloodline for the entirety of their run.
Yeah,
From
for like 4 years.
exactly because we
Yeah.
saw Roman and Kevin start feuding in 2020 when he first became champion. We seen how that unraveled. We seen how much he hated the bloodline when you had Jay come in and you had Jimmy come in and you had Solo and you had Sammy and everything he was trying to do to get Sammy away from the bloodline for Cody
Right.
for him to see Cody go through that everything he's went through since coming to WWE with the bloodline from last year's WrestleMania up until this year's WrestleMania, and the fact that he went
Yep.
through all that against the bloodline, and now all of a sudden, as soon as he wins the championship, he's aligning with them. And now he has the mentality if anybody is going to align with the bloodline, I'm going to have to get rid of you. I'm going to have to beat you up. And it's the same thing. That's what happened with Randy. He was in the wrong place, wrong time. Same thing with Cody
Same thing
Rhodes.
with Cody
You're going
Rhodes.
to
You're
align with
gonna
him.
align.
If you do that,
Do
you're
that.
going to have to deal with the consequences. That's just what it is. So I don't blame him for feeling the way he feels because I think anybody in Kevin Owens' position would feel the same way, myself included. If somebody that I trusted for years and years turns their back on me to go up to align with people that I have an issue with, of course I'm gonna want to get back on them, but I'm gonna have to deal with you too, just because that's a betrayal move. So I'm looking forward to see what they're gonna do between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes going forward. I like the character that they did with Cody Rhodes last night. He wasn't for too much talking. As soon as Kevin Owens came out there, he wasn't for doing much talking. He came out there to fight, and I love that. And I want to see more of that for sure.
Yeah, I feel like for a couple of rivalries that he had leading up to this is a Cody Rhodes that we should have got. We should have gotten this Cody
Right.
Rhodes. But I will tell you this, Lee. I like you, man, because I had the same thought process with Kevin. I'm like, I'm actually kind of on Kevin's side on this one because I'm like,
Same
I
thing
mean,
with
I
Drew.
get it. I get it. The enemy of my enemy is my friend type deal. And yes, you at that moment, yeah, you needed Roman to fight the bloodline because the bloodline wasn't going to stop. And then,
But hold,
but at the
think about
same
this.
time, but hold on, I'm gonna let you finish, Shay. But at the same time, yeah, you can't. These guys made my life a living hell for 4 years. 4 years. They're the reason why I haven't won a championship in 8 years. Because he could have
Right.
won the championship on multiple occasions if it wasn't for the bloodline cheating.
Was it the
So
Royal Rumble? That
yeah, the
last man
Royal
standing,
Rumble,
and then
he fought Roman like 4 times.
yeah, because at the Royal Rumble he could have won because if you think about it, the referee
Right.
was not going to make the count of 10. Roman was not going to make the count of 10 because he was handcuffed. They literally
Right.
went over 10 seconds. So it's like realistically, if we're being honest, Kevin Owens should have by and large won that. Even the steel cage match, he should have won that. If it wasn't for all the bloodline
Mm-hmm.
shenanigans, he probably would have won at Royal Rumble 2023. There's been more than three opportunities he could have won the World Championship if it wasn't for the bloodline.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why I say, like, analyzing everything. I don't think Cody Rhodes is like trying to intentionally antagonize Kevin Owens. But
Right.
I think he was just like, we lost 2 people now. Hopefully they get back on. But no, I think like it was just like these guys made my life a living hell, and now I'm like you're portraying me like you should never join with them. Like
Mm-hmm.
they was everything we fought against. It was just I understand where Kevin's coming from. So I'm just curious to see how they're gonna swing this and how they're gonna have this go about just to see how they gonna turn this story, how they go completely turn Kevin Owens back crazy and basically turn him back into the old heel that we know and love with Kevin Owens. Um, you already talked about this, right, Shay?
Hold on, I want to say something. I'm thinking this. Well, because if they're gonna turn him as a crazy, have him go against Cody, that means the Bloodline's still gonna pick on KO every week, beat him up because he's gonna be alone. Because Randy not gonna mess with him no more. Then when
Right.
you said about loyalty, I wonder how he gonna feel about Sami Zayn when he joined the Bloodline to fight. How
Oh,
he gonna feel then?
oh,
That's
he gonna
icing on the cake.
that's just gonna be the icing on the cake. That's just gonna be the
Yeah.
icing right there. He's gonna that I believe if they make Kevin a part of this, that him seeing Sammy join the Bloodline for Survivor Series, whew, that's gonna make him go over the edge. Especially if we get a draft and he's drafted to Monday Night Raw and Sammy
Ooh,
stays
that's
on
even
Raw.
worse.
That's
Oh my
even worse because
gosh.
now he gonna feud with Sammy again. Just
Again.
oh my god, there's so much that could come from this just from this one incident. It's so many
Yep.
stories we can span out of this. Well, I guess until Leo and Chris get back on, we'll moving along here. Um, we did get a little early in the night where Chelsea Green and Piper Niven was arguing with Bianca Belair and Jay before they came out, and they would accuse them of ducking and dodging them, and said they don't duck and dodge nobody. But if you wanna see these titles so bad, why don't you come out the ringside? Because that's the closest you ever gonna get to these tag team titles. And they say they will. And finally, we do end up getting to the second match of the night, which is Jakara Jackson on Miss Jackson versus Last Legend versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill for the women's tag team championships. Now, this was pretty good. This was a good tag team match. I enjoyed it. I really did. Cause I know everybody's been complaining saying, "Oh, well, they ain't get enough time. They only got like 3 minutes. It felt like the match was 5 minutes. But
Mm-hmm.
what people are overlooking is the fact that for those 5 minutes, they killed it. They killed it for those 5 minutes. Last Lesson and Jakar, oh man, they killed that match. They was good. They make you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to get this level of good match from them. I wouldn't be
I
surprised
don't
if
know where
they
you
end
went.
up getting called up if they do a draft next year. I could see them getting
Mhm.
called up to the main roster because
Right.
as of right now,
Right.
they really not being used in NXT that much, at least from what I've been watching. Because this is
Hmm.
my first, actually, this was my first time seeing Jakar actually wrestle. Because I think when I first noticed her, she was injured, and she hadn't wrestled like last was wrestling. That's what led her to like last being in that match for the women's North American Championship. But I never seen Jakar wrestle. But I I haven't been able to catch NXT. I know she probably wrestled once she got cleared before this, but I just haven't been able to catch it. But this was my first time seeing Jakara wrestle, and I'm impressed with her too. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Jakara is Carmelo's girl, right? I think
No,
Carmelo.
no,
No, no.
it's
Last
the girl. Yeah, that's Trick
No,
last
Williams.
legging is
I know Last Legend is Trick Williams girl, but I think
Carmet.
Carmelo dates
Carmet.
Jakara.
No, it's Kalani Jordan.
Oh,
Yeah,
Kalani
the curly
Jordan.
hair.
Okay, got you.
Hey,
I
I
knew
did
I
not.
knew it was
I didn't.
somebody in NXT that Carmelo
Both.
dates.
You know the crazy thing is both of them have curly hair. Like
Yeah.
Carmelo does too. You just
Hmm.
can't tell because it's all done and everything. But it
But
was a
yeah,
TikTok video. But yeah,
this was a fun match. I know people get on hype on it because oh yeah they put they I think one of those pictures you said Chris said oh yeah we know why he put them on there just to appease the people who are accusing him of not promoting more black wrestlers or whatnot. But I'm like I you know what for everything I felt that way about Vince. I don't think Triple H was ever like that. I don't think Triple H is racist at all. It just it is what it is. We got main stories that we have to tell. We got main stories
No.
we have to keep we got to keep telling on TV. And you see, he eventually gonna work them in. He's gonna work them in, but it's just give him time to get them on the show. They're used on NXT. If you want to see, go watch NXT if you want to see them.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta give them time. They use Bianca Belair and Jade a lot on the main roster. There, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. Like, it's not. I don't understand where this is coming from. I understood it when Becky took the title from Bianca and everybody was up in arms. Hell, I was up in arms about that. I thought that was a stupid booking decision. But that story they told for Bianca to get that title back made it worth it. So it was like,
Yes, it
okay,
did.
I forgave you, Triple H, for doing that because that story on her way back to getting that title at WrestleMania made it perfect for me. But at the
Yep.
same time, I don't appreciate that what this is Vince McMahon's doing when they fed Brock Lesnar, Kofi Kingston, and Big E. I don't appreciate that. But this is not that situation. Here, it was just the fact that we got Kevin on. We got to fit Roman Reigns. We got to fit Kevin on. We got to fit Carmelo Hayes and LA Knight. We got to fit all these people on this card. Because the next match it was not even a match that was scheduled to happen. It was an impromptu match because it's so we got to fit all these matches on this card. Now, of course, we know that the next match was scheduled to happen, but to our eyes, we never heard anything about. We heard almost about every other match that was going to be on this card except for Nia Jax and Naomi. And yet I understand. It's a 2-hour show. It's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing and a curse of having a 2-hour show. Sometimes you gotta cram stuff in, sometimes stuff gotta get cut short. But with the time you got in that ring, go in there and show out. And that's what Jakara and Last Legend did. They made you they proved they so that there are gonna be some stars come when they get up to that main roster. But that's all I got to say about it. this was a good match. Even though it was short, it was still good. And I like the spotlight that was shown on Jakar and them because they got most of that whole match. They dominated most of that match except for the ending.
No, I did notice something within that match though, that they like people still think they're a metaphor, but they're actually called meta girls. And they did mention on commentary that they're referred to now as meta girls now.
They did mention metaphor in a
Okay.
promo and that little video package promo before Cody Rhodes and them came out.
Yeah.
They did say something about being about used to being metaphor and all that type of stuff. Now,
Yeah.
but now they're
Now,
gonna
you
say
know the
more.
biggest thing is I'm wondering it like when they came out, it had their names up there, but it said making something debut. Or did it say making SmackDown debut? Or it
Yeah,
said making something debut.
it said making a SmackDown debut.
Okay, so I'm wondering now if they are officially up on the main roster now. Or if they're gonna go
No,
between NXT.
this
Okay.
this is more like what they did for Carmelo
Okay.
and
Gotcha.
kind of like Kevin Owens, where they was like back and forth. But it's like a soft call up. It's like a soft call up. It's like you okay, they had their first match on SmackDown, so
Hmm.
they kind of sort of in a technical sense, yes, they made a main roster debut, but they're still listed as NXT stars
Okay.
until officially being drafted to SmackDown.
But I do tell you though that they have been on the not like they've done like good, like most teams they come in and just get dropped, and then after the other like that's like
Right.
the nun team, like the team that's not champions actually, they'll get beat down. They'll probably get like one or two move in, but that's it. But they pretty much dominated the match, and they definitely did show they're worthy to be on the main roster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, they did.
So and Last Legend actually took it to Jade as well, and Jade was like, "Oh shoot!" And you can see how tall Last Legend is compared to Jade, and I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah, Last Legend is a
Yeah.
big girl, and you could tell. And I was like, "Wow, Last Legend and Trick Williams are tall." Because I think Trick is a little bit taller than Lash.
Let me see what their heights are while I'm at it. Let's see. Trick
And then
William.
I like to point out that Randy Orton was in ring gear, and Trick Williams was there. So I'm thinking they had a dark match. I think Trick Williams and Randy Orton had a dark match
Probably.
because usually that's what happened with Last Legend and Jakar. The reason why they actually got a match on SmackDown is because they probably had some dark matches on SmackDown and impressed Triple H and the higher ups to where they were like, you know what, give them an actual televised match on SmackDown now. That's usually
Yep.
how they go. Usually when they
Yeah.
have
I
a televised match, they usually had a dark match beforehand.
I did not know Trick William was from Columbia, South Carolina. But
Yes, he is. He used to
yep.
play for. Remember the and it got cut.
Matrick
But yeah, he was
Mondre
fun.
Belton is his name.
Yeah,
But so he is 6'4".
and Last
And
Legend is like, she's
Cool.
close. She's close to that height.
let me see. The height for her is 6 foot from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yep.
Dang.
Yep. But
And Jade, I think Jade is like 5'11". She's like 5'10", 5'11".
yeah, yeah. But they
Um,
did bring it.
Dang.
But I think I
I was
can't.
about to hand
Even
it off
though.
to you, Chris, to get
Oh
your opinions on the match.
yeah. So I actually thought the match, was a good match. Even though we had that run-in thing with Kevin Owens, I'll go back and give my thoughts on that part too. So of course, I'm not mad at it compared like, to that post, that I talked to you about earlier, you told everyone about. I'm not mad at it. They had to get that part in somewhere in the show because you couldn't really get it at the end. And because you got Bloodline in the main event, You can't get at beginning show because you got Roman and Jimmy. So somewhere in between, you had to do it some kind of way.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, everybody was expecting something to happen between Cody Rhodes
Right.
and Kevin Owens,
Yeah.
and
Otherwise, people would have been mad. Like, I thought we were gonna hear what Kevin Owens was gonna say, but I
mhm.
guess WWE probably scratched it out for next week on SmackDown. They were like, I just don't get it, stuff like that. But then again, though, my thoughts on that Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes thing, it was really funny that Kevin Owens came out there with a Dusty Rhodes shirt on and taunting that man and everything. And but Orton is not going to let anything slide. He don't care who you are. He don't care. He don't care about anything. If you're in his way,
Right.
he's gonna make sure he sends you to the hospital. You seen the things he done before, like to the McMahon family. So that
Yeah,
can kind of pretty
I
much tell
mean,
you about. I mean, he don't care. He didn't care if you were Vince. He didn't care if you were Triple H. He didn't care if you were Lenny McMahon. He didn't care if you were Stephanie McMahon, and he definitely damn sure you didn't make sure you wasn't even Shane McMahon. So
he didn't even care you were
RK.
John Cena's dad.
yeah, oh yeah, he pulled that man out the crowd, put over here, and then he just punt kicked him. I was like, oh god. So it was actually another we were definitely gonna see that side of Randy though for sure.
Oh yeah,
Can't wait.
especially what happened later on tonight.
But yeah.
Shay, what did you think about this?
The match was good. It was short. I turned around and it was done. What was funny to me, remember when she told Piper Niven to come out to the ringside? Boy, that joke was so funny. Piper asked, do I stink? She said, no. Corey Grace said, she stinks. She didn't go take her back. Yo,
Oh yeah,
that joke
commentary
was
was
hilarious.
like that whole match was just commentary messing with Chelsea Green, and then when Chelsea
Yeah.
Green got big booted by Last Legend into Michael Cole, here's Michael. Oh, get out of me! Oh my god! Oh, Chelsea
I was
Green's gonna get a major.
crying.
Yeah.
Chelsea Green's getting a major push because they messing with her way too much.
And
Way
it's
too much.
working.
Ew, you stink.
Yeah, and it's working. It's working.
It
So
is
yeah.
working. It was cool, whatever.
Can't wait to
Yeah.
see Mia Yim probably maybe next week on SmackDown or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the return back and doing something. So can't wait to see her probably next week on SmackDown, as I was saying before. But all right.
Yeah.
All right. Then we got afterwards, like I said, Bianca Belair and them won, retaining their titles. Then we got a backstage promo, a continuation of the Cody Rhodes thing, where Cody Rhodes is telling and getting told by Randy Orton and Nick Aldis to calm down. Okay, I think they buy his tour bus. He wants to go back out there. He wants to find Kevin, but they tell him to calm down. Nick Aldis like, look, we got Crown Jewel. You got Gunther. I want you to focus on that because I want you to win that match and bring it home.
No.
And I want you to bring it home. And Cody and Randy Orton being the voice of reason. I'm like, wow, this is different times. And they even alluded to that. But Randy was like, no, yeah, Cody, calm down. Take this piece of gold. I'm gonna go find Kevin. And we're gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk with Kevin, but everybody just needs to calm down. Get on your tour bus. I can handle it. I can fix this. And Cody Rhodes, he just takes the title and get on the bus and leave. And Nick Aldis sits there's like, look at you, Randy Orton, being the voice of reason. Now who would have thought of that? And Randy like, he didn't even have to laugh himself. I'm like, yeah. After everything that Randy has done in his career, who would have thought that we would get to a point where Randy Orton, that's how you know everything has gone off the rails when Randy Orton is the voice of reason. Everything has gone off the rails. Like that man is the voice of reason. Oh yeah, we and went totally like Cody and Kevin has went totally crazy if he has to be the voice of reason. This man has no voice of reason. This man has none. Like and to see him in that role, I'm just like, oh wow, yeah, yeah, y'all has went officially crazy. Um, now we get to Nia Jax. And Nia Jax will come out and say she wanted to address a few things. She has Tiffany with her. She wanted to address that first. Bailey was a worthy contender, and she really took it to her. She even had to bust a sweat, but um, she said, "But at the end of the day, you like everybody else, um, you know, was lying on your back, realizing that you can't beat me. Nobody can beat me on SmackDown or Raw." And that's what she got towards Liv Morgan. And she said that she basically saying she's going to beat Liv Morgan at Crown Jewel and become the double champion. And then she would just grab Tiffany out of nowhere and say, "Get over here, you little rascal." She said, and that's when you come in and cash in on Liv Morgan.
Hmm.
And Tiffany like, is she looking like, yeah, I got it. Got the plan. This would bring out Naomi, who Naomi said that she was basically we're here
Oh,
to remind Naya that I've beaten you without help. And in fact, you can't beat nobody without your little lackey's help. And she said, in fact, your lackey is a horrible lackey because I beat her. I think was that last week? Yeah, I beat her last. I did. Yeah, I beat her, and I beat you. Or did you forget about that? And she said, you know what I do remember from that. And then I think she was. She said, I remember. I think she what she said. I remember destroying you or something like that. I can't remember what she told, but she said she do remember something from that. And Liv Morgan would come out, and I'm like, oh, well, this
oh no,
does
she
feel
said two
like
people pinning
Survivor
me.
Series, huh? This does feel like Survivor Series. So I'm like, oh well, all right. Liv Morgan's here. And she came out to talk now and she said they was gonna come out and make an example along with Raquel Rodriguez again. Now it's not Raquel Gonzalez, it's Raquel Rodriguez. Uh I'm like, Jesus, is it gonna be Rodriguez or Gonzalez? Make up your mind that he.
Yeah, I
Um
noticed that. I was like, what the hell?
I was like, but yeah, so she came out and said that they was gonna make an example out of her. But they see she got a lot on her plate, so they just gonna watch her match instead and watch her lose against Naomi. Uh, and whew, this did get chaotic. Um, but before we get to that match, real quickly, Shay, what did you think about that promo with Nia Jax?
It was going good until she always gets interrupted. Every time she talks, she gets interrupted by somebody. And for Naomi to say, "Oh, I beat you," and she was like, "Oh, well, I can't remember because both of y'all try to pin me at the same
Oh yeah,
time,
thank
or
you. That's
whatever
what
like
she was.
that."
Yeah, that's
So
what she
I
said.
understand what Naomi. I don't know why my phone is breaking up.
Uh,
I understand what Naomi's saying or whatever, but in my head I'm thinking like, let Naya say. I wanted to hear what Naya actually was going to say because it probably was something good. It's just like she always gets interrupted every time she wants to say something. Somebody comes out, "Oh, you didn't fight me fairly," or whatever. Oh, it is. I actually wanted to hear what else she had to say before, Naya, me not Naya, before Naomi came out. I wanted to hear the rest of it.
Hmm.
mm.
Chris.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that right there, I know that Naomi definitely, wants that title from Nia, but it's kind of confusing me when we do get to the match. So I'll just save everything for when we get to the match of what I have to say.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
But yeah, that would be your third match of the night. Will be Naomi versus Nia Jax. Now, this is not for the title,
I thought it was.
even though I thought, even though she was, I think she
It's
came out there. Yeah, she came out there. I think she wanted to challenge her for the title, but with the commentary cleared it up because Nick Aldis had, for what they said, Nick Aldis said, which was it was not for the title. Michael Cole said it was not for the title, and that if Naomi wants a shot at the title, she has to earn a title match. So that's how they confirmed that it wasn't for the title, even though she did challenge her for the title and Nia accepted. Also, I forgot to mention too that Nia got mad after Liv Morgan got done digging at her. She got mad and pushed Naomi. I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
that was petty. But yeah, so this match is not for the title, but it was still a good match nonetheless. Of course, Liv Morgan, Raquel, and Dom being at ringside caused some shenanigans, even with we lost Shay. Even though
Oh,
I was I was laughing at the fact that she was like, "Ew, you stink." But like, what is that in your hair? It's all greasy and oily. And then she said, "You stink." And my boy Don said, "No, that would be you." I said, "Oh God, Dom."
goodness.
I said, "Dom said Nia Jax stinks." But now this was the part I was surprised by. So Tiffany Stratton at one point, not I mean Liv Morgan. I was about to say everybody but Naomi. Naomi had Nia Jax on the ropes, and she had threw her back into the ring. Now, Tiffany, while the referee was distracted, Tiffany came and basically tried to beat her with with the briefcase, but she would get the briefcase taken from by Raquel. I'm just like, did not then Naomi knocked Tiffany out, which basically took her out of the match completely. I'm just like,
Hmm.
so why? But then I'm like, okay, okay, I see what y'all trying to do. This wasn't
Hmm.
more so about helping Naomi. This was more so about screwing with Nia. So then it will come into play why they took the briefcase from her, because when Nia Jax would get the upper hand, and was about to beat Naomi, the referee once again would get distracted, and Liv would beat Nia with the briefcase, allowing Naomi to power bomb her from the top rope and get the 1, 2, 3 pin, which pretty much guaranteed that she will get a future title shot down the line now. But yeah, Naomi won the match due to some shenanigans from the Judgment Days, Liv Morgan, Raquel, and Dom. But that would not also be the end of it. Because then as they were celebrating, they was getting to a big brawl to which Liv and they'll try to retreat up the ramp. Or well, no, they was going up the ramp, but then Rhea Ripley's music would hit, which would start a little mini brawl with her and Rhea, or with Raquel and Rhea. And then Liv would run into the ring, which she would get caught by Nia Jax. Rhea, after getting Dom and Raquel out the way, I'm just like, can we not do Raquel like this, because she's supposed to be menacing? Remember, she's the other person who could actually go toe to toe with Rhea. Um, she would get in the ring and big boot Nia Jax out the ring so she could get at the lid. But of course, Dom would help her escape. And oddly enough, this whole segment ended with a Raw superstar standing tall at the end. And all SmackDown superstars was pretty much out and about. I was just like, wow, okay, this this crown jewel just got everything out of whack. But let's see. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, Chris, go ahead and tell me what you think about this match.
All right. So pretty much with everything happening, like with like Liv Morgan and pretty much helping Naomi to win. Now, where does Naomi fall into place with this match here? Does
I say,
she
if she don't, if Nia is not mixed up in the in something going towards Survivor Series, or it
Mm-hmm.
could even happen at Crown Jewel. I
Or
say
SmackDown.
either at Crown Jewel or Survivor Series, Naomi is going to get a championship match because she technically beat Nia Jax, so she will get a championship match, and it's going to either be at Crown Jewel or Survivor Series. But
Right.
I did tell you that Naomi was going to be Nia Jax's next opponent after Bailey. After
Yeah.
Bad Blood, I did say that Nia was most likely going to be going up against Naomi.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I can definitely see that, but it's kind of weird how they got two heels facing each other. But if the question is for you guys,
Remember, this is not about heel versus heel. This is a wacky pay-per-view that don't matter. This is more so about it's like pre-Survivor Series, as you will, with this whole
yeah,
champion versus champion thing. You can say this is like a because this is why I think that Cody Rhodes is not going to be a part of the War Games match because they doing champion versus champion Survivor Series matches at Crown Jewel because they know they're not about to do it at Survivor Series.
hmm.
So
So yeah, for sure we're gonna get Kevin Owens versus
Cody
Cody
Rhodes.
At Survivor Series. Where
Nia
Cody Rhodes
or Nia.
where
Oh,
Cody
you know what? I said it could happen at Crown Jewel. I had forgot that Christy's facing Liv Morgan at Crown Jewel. So yeah,
yeah
at Survivor Series, she's gonna
yeah
face Naomi at Survivor Series.
yeah where Cody is more likely he's gonna face face Kevin Owens, but
Yeah,
Kevin Owens gonna
I
attack him
figured.
at Crown Jewel, I believe.
Yeah, it not because I forgot about that. So Goldberg or Kevin is gonna get involved in this match, and and the way how things are going, I'm pretty sure it's just going to be Kevin at this point, costing Cody the match
I
against
think it's
Gunther
gonna be
and
good. I think it's gonna be Goldberg coming in as well.
Yeah.
You know why I said you know why I say it because
Hmm.
I know Saudi loves Kevin. Saudi loves Kevin. Kevin only does the shows now because they let Sammy go to the States. So I believe Kevin is going to show up and cause Cody because Gunther with Goldberg hasn't really that was a olive branch right there. That whole bad blood moment, and I think they try to work getting Goldberg back into the fold.
Right.
So I don't know where Goldberg is when it comes to contract wise with WWE, but this goes a long way to saying they're trying to get him back under contract.
Gotcha.
So it's as of right now, until we hear more about what this whole Goldberg thing goes contract wise, I'm kind of thinking it's just going to be Kevin Owens at this point.
Okay, that's understandable.
But did you have any more to say about this match?
Um, no. Hold on. No, not really. No.
All right.
Hmm.
Shay, what did you think about Nia Jax versus Naomi?
It's okay. I mean, well, we are seeing it here and there, there and there and there, but I do feel that I don't know, like I don't know the name of. She probably just want to be her Naomi, like, hey, I can beat you, blah 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 blah. But it's just I've been tired of seeing them fight every week, like her fight her, then she fight Tiffy. Like it's just like at this point, like, okay, you won, get to the back of the line, just wait till your title shot or whatever. Cause I'm just so sick of it. But we all know Liv was going to get involved because why did she come to ringside if you wasn't? Or you was going to beat up Naomi. I mean, not Naomi. She gonna beat up Nia. We all know she was going to do it. It was either in the ring then, or even if they didn't have a match, she was still going to do it. And Raquel playing her dirty work like she her, like she her leader or something. Like, bruh, stop. Like,
Hmm.
and Tiffy, like you supposed to. I understand there's only one person, but goddamn Tiffy, how you let that girl kick you? Like, be for real. You got a whole Money in the Bank briefcase. You could have knocked that girl out, but you let her knock you out. So it's just like, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
it's giving that.
I will say I'm glad for Naomi because this is where I wanted her to go because she had an awesome run in TNA. So she
Yeah.
deserves to have this type of run in WWE too, because she's more than just a jobber now. She's a former women's champion in two different promotions. So you can't really treat her like a jobber. So I'm glad they're giving her a push, even though I don't think she's gonna beat Naya. We have to see how the rest of this plays out, if she's gonna beat Naya or not. But I don't know. This is at this point, I don't think Naya is gonna lose until Tiffany cashes in on her. 'Cause I'm pretty sure Tiffany's gonna be the one to take that title off of Naya. But I'm glad that Naomi is getting the push and some recognition, because she deserves this type of look. She don't deserve to be overlooked and just booked terribly. This is the right booking for her. But then we would finally get Carmelo Hayes. This promo backstage with Nick Aldis, where he's complaining to Nick Aldis about not about Andrade being in ringside costing him his championship match. And he said, you know what? Due to everything and how you and Andrade got some unfinished business, game 7, baby. He said next week we will get the game 7 match between him and Andrade, and the winner will get the he said potentially, but we know it will get the opportunity at LA Knights and United States Championship, which I always said this was where it was going to go. Whoever won game 7 was going to be like, these number one contender matches was just a way to these matches with LA Knight, where both Andrade and Carmelo got the shots at the title early, was just to set up the set up that game 7, where the true person will finally do get the real championship opportunity without interference. But we will also get to what Shay alluded to earlier. Santos Escobar will interrupt Nick Aldis and and said, you know what, you're getting all these. It seemed like Andrade and Carmelo, they like fixtures in your title picture for the United States Championship. What about us? What about Los Garza and me and Elektra? And he said, you know what, I just been waiting for you to bounce back, because last time you had opportunity, you came up short. And he said, I just been waiting for you to bounce back. But since you are asking for opportunity, I got some new tag teams, Motor City Machine Guns, which is more likely who he was talking about. Said coming in next week. But he didn't tell them that, but he just told them that they got some new tag teams coming in next week. And he said that that's who Lars Garza is going to be facing. And that he said, you see, was that so hard? He said, no. He said it might not be good for y'all though. And he said under his breath as they walked away. Um, I'm like, but most likely that's gonna be Motor City Machine Guns, who's gonna be facing against Lars Garza next week as the new tag team. To which we will get a little bit more continuation about that in a minute. Then we'll get a Solo promo where Solo said, talk about how his big brother want revenge, but that's not going to happen because he's not going to get it, and that he's not, even though, yeah, you big brother, but I'm the tribal chief, and you will acknowledge me. And then before we get to the main event, we would get one more Cody Rhodes like promo, which is not involving Cody Rhodes, but it involves the situation of Kevin Owens. But before we get there, and Dan Shay mentioned this, how he was just being like a coach. We would see Nick Aldis again backstage, and he's dealing with DIY and the Street Profits, who are arguing about getting the next opportunity for the tag team titles. And he would try to smooth it out. He said, look, I hear you guys can play, but I also got these new tag teams that's coming in there. And they, oh, you got some new tag teams coming in there. Oh, so that's all I got to do is come back with a shiny new thing, and we could get an opportunity. So they just argue, and he just stood there, just listened to them argue. But you notice Nick Aldis noticed something in the distance. Something is going on. It's catching his eye, and he has to go and emergency take care of it. So he just like, forget it. We're just going to leave him. He's just going to leave DIY and them there arguing. And we see what he's noticed is that Kevin Owens is beating the holy crap out of Randy Orton.
Mm.
And you can hear him as he beating up. Oh, you gonna choose sides now? Huh? You gonna choose sides? And they break it up to send Kevin Owens on his way. And I'm just like, yeah, Kevin, now you done it. You could have came back from what you did earlier in the ring because you could tell Randy Orton did not want to really hit you. But now
Right.
that you beat him down, oh,
That's it.
that's it. There's no coming back from that. Now you made enemies of two people. Two people. And you know what I think is going to happen? I think this is how we're going to get Randy Orton versus Cody. Because you know Randy.
Mm-hmm.
I think Randy's going to interfere in that match, which is going to piss Cody Rhodes off. And I
Yep.
think that's going to put them two at odds. And that's how we get the build up to Randy and Cody, possibly for the Royal Rumble. Because I think I think Survivor Series is the last pay-per-view of this year, right?
Mm, yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's the last pay-per-view of this year. I don't think we
There's
get
no
another
pay per
one
view
in
in
February.
December. Only live matches.
Huh?
Yeah. There's only like live matches. They got like live events in December, like dark matches.
Yeah. So I think Survivor Series, that's where we're gonna get Kevin Owens to them. And I think we're gonna get the build up in those 2 months. We're gonna get the build up to Randy Orton. Oh, that's too much is gonna be spectacular because you're gonna know what happens by the time you get the Royal Rumble. Raw is gonna be on Netflix, and the
Mm-hmm.
landscape is really gonna change then. But we get to the main event, which is Solo Sikoa versus Big Brother Jimmy Uso. And I'm like, well, finally, we got an opponent that Solo could beat. Because I'm like, Solo, I knew Solo was going to get the victory here because I'm like,
I'm crying.
finally, I guess. But it was different. They didn't make something different about Jimmy's booking. Now he looks a little bit stronger. They
Yeah.
look like they're a little bit more behind him this time. He don't look like he didn't. He even though he lost, he looked it good to where like, oh, I actually might see them pushing him to be on SmackDown, the singles competitor going up against LA Knight. We
Mm-hmm.
gotta see, but I could see they trying to sort of try to push him in that direction. But nevertheless, this was a good match between the two. It was, of course, bloodline shenanigans. The Tonga Loa, Jacob Fatu. I love you, Solo. Oh Lord. My man Jacob Sherman Fatu. But this was a good match. Of course, the bloodline would get involved, as you said, Shay, help Solo cheat, but Solo would get the win via Samoan Spike. Um, but they would jump him after the match. This would bring out Roman to try to help them even the odds, and it for a minute it did work, but the numbers game got too much. They even gave a Samoan Spike to Roman for his troubles. And basically, that's what I think that's where we got the part where Solo was like, "You can't touch me, you can't beat me," and like all this type of stuff. I'm like, "Well, you kind of cheated, but hey, a win's a win. For you desperately need a win. So, however we could get you there to have it to start winning matches, Solo, on with it because we need to make you legit. If we're gonna keep running with this whole Solo tribal cheat thing, I need you to start winning more and actually look like a threat to Roman and them.
Yeah,
But
because
I
Roman
do
won all
like,
his matches with being a tribal chief.
Yeah.
but if you notice, I did like how they ended it. Jimmy, I mean, is telling Roman, see, this is what I mean. We need help, man. We need help. We need help. We need to ask him. We need help. And you can see Roman just sitting there like he's reluctant, but he realized, yeah, we do need help.
Yep.
Yeah,
But knowing Roman, he probably gonna go to Sammy first before he go to Jay.
Oh, you know that. You know that.
Jimmy thinking they gonna get the Raw and ask talk to Jay, but they gonna be like, Sammy, we just the man I
My
want to see.
dog.
My dog. And you gonna see Jimmy just looking like, what? I thought we was gonna talk to Jay.
yeah, I can see that on the following Monday on Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see. they're
since
gonna
this one's
show,
taped.
they're gonna this one's taped, so I can see them doing that eventually. Because
Are we doing a
eventually,
lot? Are we doing a review for this Monday's Raw? Or are we just gonna kick it over to next Monday?
I mean, I see how if it's like really not that exciting, I don't know. I'll wait to see because I
Okay.
haven't. Beyond that, it's being taped. I haven't heard no leaks or nothing from it, so I don't know what really happened on the show. Besides, well, you know what? Besides the fact that they do say, the Viking Raiders make their debut and they got new names now, so they do. That was the only leak I heard from the pre-tape Raw was that the Viking
Okay.
Raiders debuted with new names. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Gotcha.
If not, then no, we probably won't do a review. But it depends. It depends. The tape
Yeah.
show usually when they do tape shows, like okay, I from what I always heard, like this past Monday, those people who brought tickets got two shows in one. They basically was there for
That was
4 hours.
good.
Yeah,
They
a
were
lot
there
of
for
hours.
4 hours because they got to watch this week's Monday Night Raw and next week's Monday Night Raw in one night. And if that's the case, that's crazy how you have when you pay for those tickets where it's tape, you get to have two shows in one. So you're just
Yeah.
sitting there for a long time.
That's kind of like AEW when they do Dynamite, then they do Rampage right after it, and then
Mhm.
they put Rampage on TV on that Friday.
Right. But yeah, that was a good ending to the main event. Um, we'll see how this goes. Of course, they're gonna have to make their way to Raw and try to talk to. They're gonna talk to Sammy because Sammy's also gonna be a part of this eventually. But I believe Sammy ain't gonna go unless Jay goes, and they're gonna have to eventually convince Jay. And I can see
Yeah,
Jay
I
being
think
stubborn.
Sammy is going to convince Jay, and
Yeah, I think they're gonna
that's when Jay is going to talk to Jimmy, and then after he talks to Jimmy, then he's going to talk to Roman,
right. This
or he may just appear
I'm,
or be backstage looking at the monitor.
yeah, I could see Roman, not Roman, but Jay being like, this one time only because I'm done. I'm on a new path, but this one time only I will come to my family's aid. But after this, we're done.
Yeah,
But
they shouldn't continue this big whole thing. I just think they still need to be singles competitors though.
oh yeah, like after this whole Survivor Series thing, I think Jimmy needs to go on to be a singles competitor like Jay did. I don't think
Yeah.
needs to be no more. I think like that's how this story for Roman needs to go. Like he think he got his family back, but they were like, no, this was just for this. Like after this, I'm not coming back. Me and Sammy not coming back. You on your own, Roman. And Roman
Right.
starts from the bottom again and work his way back up to in his mind, with confidence and being the Roman that he know he could be. But this time as a good
Hmm.
uh but Shay, what did you think of this main event?
It was good. Yeah, they did showcase Jimmy like he was going to be a single competitor. He looks better. He looks stronger too. He looked more confident too. He still do his funny
Mm-hmm.
stuff or whatever, but he looks more like a singles competitor. I can see it in him now. He's not gonna really do tag team anymore. What I don't like is them two. Oh, I don't like Lord. Like they get on my nerve. They was just taking cheap
My
shots off of
goodness.
Jimmy the whole match. I'm like, ref, you don't see that, bro? Like, what's the name? Jacob hit him, then the other two hit him, and then I'm like, they do that every match. Like, come up with something different to cheat. Cheat a different way, okay? You cheated, so it don't matter. You ain't win solo. You didn't win. You cheated.
And you know what? I don't even think he needed to cheat here, too. It was just Jimmy.
Yeah, he didn't need to
It
cheat
was
at
weird
all.
to have him cheat, but then again, they try to make him like Roman, so I get it. So yeah, yeah. But I'm glad they did, like you said, they showcased Jimmy better here. He seemed more confident, more singles competitor than before. Like before he got put out for 6 months. Like this, I could see this version of him, this confident version, going on to be a singles competitor like Jay did. But and that I can see the parallels between them and the Hardys. Like I really do see Jay as Jeff Hardy and Jimmy as Matt Hardy. Where
I still wonder why does Jimmy always tape up his fingers together? I'm always wondering because you
I
see
think
he come out. I'm like
I think
wondering
that's just
what
like
is it?
I think that's just like a homage to the wrestler to the Samoan heritage and to
Okay,
Umaga and them because a lot of the Samoan wrestlers did that except for The Rock. A lot of the Samoan wrestlers taped up their fingers.
I never knew that. I
And
knew like
Triple H
I knew
also did it too.
yeah, Triple H used to tape around each finger or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I always wondered what it was. I was like, okay. I was like, is it protect their hands or something? Because Jay, he'll have like he'll
It
have
kind of
these
protects
two.
their hand and it protects the wrestlers too. So
Yeah, because you
it's
have
like
these two tape, and then you have like these two tape, and then the opposite hand.
yeah. But
Mhm.
Chris, tell me what you thought about the main event.
Um, after I mean, you've already named most of the stuff, but the biggest part is I was like, I told you guys in the app, I was like, this is probably the only and final match Solo is gonna win in a long time. And I was like, he lucky I was like, he lucky he got this win here. Simply because I mean, that's just gonna be the only one he's gonna get. I mean, if he's wanting to be tribal chief, I mean, you done fought for the title what 3 times or twice and still haven't won it yet, which which really makes me feel like he's not believable still.
No, he's definitely still not believable.
But I do
But
got a question. I do got a question for you guys though.
go ahead.
This thing right here, where The Rock looks like he's not going to be at WrestleMania next year.
Good.
What? Yeah. What do you guys like think? What is The Rock is about to do now? I mean, since he's not going to be at WrestleMania, and I guess it's
I was
because
gonna
it.
get to that too before we ended the
Okay.
video. I was gonna get to that. So if that's true, if the Rock's not gonna be able to make it to WrestleMania, and most likely, if it is true, that's due probably because he making a movie. If for people who don't know, when you make a movie, you can't really wrestle for the wrestlers because they know wrestlers get injured and they don't want to have to postpone the movie because they got injured during a match. So wrestlers are not allowed to wrestle during the time of filming. So
Right.
if he's saying right now that he can't make it at WrestleMania, that's because he knows he's going to be filming a movie during then. So what I can see is either they're going to go with him having a match against Cody at the Royal Rumble. If we're not going to put Randy Orton versus Cody at the Royal Rumble,
I
we're going
want to
to
see
have
that. I
Rock.
want
We're going to either have Rock versus Cody at the Royal Rumble or Rock versus Cody at the Elimination Chamber, and then we're going to
in
have
February.
Roman. We're going to have Roman versus Cody at Royal at the WrestleMania where Cody wins. Because if the Rock, because the only way I saw Cody losing the title is he was getting if he was going against the Rock. And so if that's not going to happen now, then he's going
Hmm.
to go up against Roman, and I don't think Roman is beating him. I think at WrestleMania we're going to continue the downfall of Roman, and I think Cody they actually kept the man's money in the bank briefcase.
Mhm.
Could have had somebody cash in on him afterwards.
That's what I said.
Now with the Rock not be able to compete at WrestleMania, who knows who's going to beat Cody now?
Right.
Because
That's
now we don't have the main person we thought was going to beat Cody is not going to beat Cody.
yeah.
Right.
So
What?
either they're going to have him beat Cody before WrestleMania, which they can't do because then who's going to be defending the title at WrestleMania if The Rock is not going to be able to make it at WrestleMania? So I
Right.
don't know how it's hard to say because they can't if they're gonna do Rock versus Cody, they say at the Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber, Rock is gonna lose because he can't be at WrestleMania. They can't
Right.
put the title on him so that they can do the rematch at WrestleMania because he's not gonna be there. Therefore, it throws everything on the rack because we're not going to give it right back to Roman because that just defeats the purpose of everything. They just
Right.
give it right back to Roman. So I
You
don't know
think
who
KO
beats
could
Cody
beat him
now.
off of him?
I'm thinking it's that's gonna be
You know what?
Randy.
Either Randy or
Or
Kevin
KO?
Owens.
Yeah.
Either
Only thing.
Randy or Kevin Owens is going to beat Cody Rhodes. And if it's Randy, I hope they set up John Cena versus Randy.
Yes. We need
Heck yeah.
that. We need
But
that.
if we don't get Brock Lesnar
Ooh, that'll be
for
good.
WrestleMania, then I hope that it's Gunther versus John Cena, and John Cena beats Gunther, finally breaking Ric Flair's record. Either way, it needs to happen at WrestleMania. It needs
It
to
Oh
happen
needs
yeah.
at WrestleMania. But then again, we do got John Cena for the rest of 2025 until December, so it can happen at any time. I could say it can even happen at SummerSlam. We just need it to happen because Charlotte Flair does not need to be the person to break it.
We don't need her to get another title right now.
We don't
Not
need her
right
to get
now.
another time. It needs to be John Cena because this man's been at 16 championship reigns for a long time. You've been teasing it. You teased it with Roman Reigns. What needs to finally happen? You need to let John Cena break the record. Ric Flair has gone on the record numerous times saying that he wanted to be either John Cena or Randy Orton, and it's most likely going to be John Cena, especially since he's
Mhm.
retiring at the end of next year. So it needs to be John Cena.
Yes.
Yep.
It needs to be John Cena. But that's videos for another time. But to answer your question, Chris, I don't know. With The Rock not competing at WrestleMania, I see him competing at Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber. But it's either if he does compete early, he's gonna lose.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the only good thing about it is that they either set up Roman versus Cody at WrestleMania or Roman versus Solo at WrestleMania. And
Mm.
if we do get Roman versus Solo, I think that's too soon for Roman to beat Solo and just get back as Udo Follows and go right back into being a tribal chief. I think we need to run a whole year with him as a downfall and him trying to regain favor in the eyes of
But
everybody.
Or he could do a SummerSlam. He could
but you
fight
know
SummerSlam because that's 2 nights now.
I guess we could hold it off until SummerSlam. But I felt like after 4 years of Roman dominating, we need at least a 1 year where he's not. But I
Mhm.
don't know.
Mm,
We'll see. We got a long time between here and there. A lot can happen between here and there.
yeah.
Mhm. All
Um,
right.
I guess ratings time. Ratings. Chris, what do you give SmackDown?
I will have to give it a 6.5 out of 10.
6.5 out of 10. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Shay.
Um, I would give SmackDown an 8, and the only reason why I'm gonna give it an 8 is because those backstage promos was so funny. Like, Nick Aldis was cooking them promos like he really was. He was cooking it. He was making it believable. Like, you know.
Yeah. All right. Me myself, I was going to give it an 8 too, but then I'm like, I'm going to give it a 7.5 because it was cooking. It's not that I didn't like everything. It just felt like we didn't really we got more setups for Crown Jewel than we did resolutions. And I get it because Crown Jewel is right around the corner. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the reason why I give it a 7.5 because it felt more of a Crown Jewel thing than anything, but they wanted to keep us on the hook for SummerSlam, not SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and what's going to happen then. So they give us little teases. They're going to drag out Kevin Owens' explanation
Mm-hmm.
um, of why he did what he did. They gave
Mhm.
us a little bit of it, how he felt that he was portrayed by Cody and not the other way around, but he didn't get to give his full explanation. It's still more. I know they're gonna try to get Cody now to focus on Gunther, but I feel like they're gonna do both him. It felt like it's more of a Crown Jewel thing. It didn't feel like we was focusing on the answers that we thought we was gonna get out of Bad Blood. They just went right into Crown Jewel mode. So I say
Right.
7.5. And
Okay.
that's why. Just because nothing was bad on the card. I liked everything that was on the card. It just felt like this was Crown Jewel mode, and we really do need to get past Crown Jewel so we could get into the meat and potatoes of these rivalries that we know is coming.
Yep, it's
Right.
coming.
But I am interested to see what they're gonna do with Randy and Kevin Owens in the meantime.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
I
good.
think I think that's why they had Kevin Owens attack Randy because they really gonna try to have him focus on Gunther, Cody focus on Gunther. So I think they're gonna have Kevin Owens and Randy beef in the meantime. Like I guess that's what's gonna happen because like you still gotta set up. You gotta hope like what Survivor Series is next month.
Yes.
So they got this whole month to set up next month's pay per view. So
Yep.
I don't know. We'll
Versus
see how things
Randy.
go. We'll see how things go. Uh, well, and that's it, guys. Well, that's it. That's SmackDown in a nutshell. That's SmackDown in a nutshell. I know Chris is about to go watch AEW's Wrestle Dream. That's probably where Shane is at right now too. And everybody,
Probably so.
that's where everybody is watching Wrestle Dream. I guess you guys got
Yeah,
any?
I know Leo is.
Oh yeah. I don't know. What
Yeah.
you guys gonna do a video on it tomorrow?
I don't know. But, I tell you, I'm not spending $50 for the pay per view, so I'm gonna catch the results. But then again, like the pay per view, this Wrestle Dream pay per view, it's kind of booked the same way as like Crown Jewel is being booked. Honestly, it's kind of like all over the place.
Mm.
No, gotcha.
Yeah, so it's kind of like one of those things. Um, I tried to like get thoughts from like this one YouTuber, and he was actually saying, saying the same thing I was thinking, saying that it's like all over the place and the matches don't make sense. And you got this one lady, well, these two ladies, they fought each other like a couple months ago, and you had this one dude that was managing one of the ladies, and then the lady that he was managing was heel, and then the lady she was fighting was face. They used to be friends, and then they had like this, like they had thumbtacks and all that stuff in their match. But it was like wow though. And then for some reason out of nowhere she's back as a face, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how. If we do a video tomorrow, I know it'll probably most likely be an AEW video. Consider that I don't think we still got some. I don't think we got enough wrestling news to do a wrestling news video. But most likely probably be an AEW video. To see if Shane probably want to do one. But we'll see how tomorrow goes. I know Shay won't be with us because she usually have stuff to do on Sundays. So with that being
Mm-hmm.
said, we're going to end this by saying, let me get everybody prepared here
Mm-hmm.
so everybody can see. Now, go subscribe firstly to Wrestling Pit Podcast. That's what's bringing you this video here. Wrestling Pit Podcast. Go there, subscribe, like, share, run all that stuff up so we could get to 500 subscribers. Because when we do, it might be a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. Now, before you leave, you see that name right there, Chris Wrestling Reviews. Get over there and subscribe, like, share, do all that for him because this man is literally, well, not even, I won't say even 30. He's 25,000 away from that first YouTube plaque. It's getting, that number is getting smaller and smaller. And I don't know how that works. I think YouTube contacts you for your address and stuff to send you your plaque. I think that's how it goes. Once you get to 100,000, I think you'll just get contacted by YouTube and they'll ask you like your address and stuff like that, so they can send you the plaque in the mail. I think that's how it goes. So I do know you get like a package in the mail, like any other package in the mail. They just send it to you. They send it to you, and then you get like a card that says congratulations on your milestone of accruing 1,000 subscribers. So that'd be neat when you finally get there. Also, Shay, as you see, as her name says, know the rules. Get down there and subscribe to her channel where she does not only football but wrestling stuff too. So
Yes.
hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button, do all those great things for her as well. Also, as you can see, my name, Little Bit Man Gaming. Get over there, subscribe. Where I also not only do wrestling videos, but I do reviews for movie, TV shows, gameplays for different games, and anything of the sorts in between. So get over there, you subscribe, like, share, do all those great things for me as well. But now, with that being said, we all about to sign off and enjoy the rest of our Saturday night. Some of us are gonna go watch Wrestle Dream. Some of us are just gonna chill. But as we say, Wrestling Pit Podcast, baby.
Wrestling Pit Podcast.
Yeah. Chris got himself muted. Come on,
Oh,
Chris.
hey, I gotta send y'all this video once we get off stream. I don't know if y'all seen it with Tomatonga, where he was over there talking to a fan and
Oh,
he ended up
Lord.
laughing like a girl. It was so funny.
Wow.
I'm about to,
See you guys. We out of here.
we out.